everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Shannon. I am cabin crew, so I fly all over the world and I try and document as many of my travels as I can. And today we are in Rio de Janeiro in South America, which is a really big deal for me because I have never even stepped foot on this continent. So it's a bucket list ticker for me. There's so many things to see here in Rio de Janeiro. So obviously I'm going to explore. I've got pretty much 3 whole days here. So lots of things to do, lots of things to cover. I don't usually share much about my hotel room for safety reasons. However, I have to show you this view because it's stunning. Look at that. It looked really, really nice when we turned up here last night in the evening with all the lights on the buildings and everything. So pretty. But anyway, today we have a city tour booked. So that is actually with somebody that does tours specifically for crew. Sorry for the noise, you can probably hear lots of helicopters in the background. They do helicopter tours here a lot, which is something I would love to do, but it is obviously on the higher spectrum when it comes to money. And with the amount I'm traveling recently, I cannot afford to spend lots of money on helicopter tours. So we're going to do a normal city tour today. It's going to cover things like Christ the Redeemer, Sugarloaf Mountain, some of the beaches, all of the classic things to do in Rio. And I'm really, really excited. So I am going to take you with me. However, I have been warned about flashing phones and cameras around everywhere here. So Rio is currently in the red zone. We have a safety security app that we go by. Green is very safe. You're good to go out wherever on your own. Amber is like maybe be wary, and red is like don't go anywhere on your own, especially at night. It's quite a dangerous place to be, I gather, so I'm probably going to do this vlog slightly different to how I usually do it, just to save myself getting the camera out as much as I usually do. I probably won't be speaking to you like this during it. I might just do a little montage of the day just for safety reasons. So it's going to be slightly different this time. We are going on a little boat tour tomorrow, which hopefully will be more like secluded, so hopefully you'll get a nice 2 days of Rio in this vlog and we're going to have a great time. So first we're going to go on the city tour. I'm meeting everybody down in the lobby at 12, so I need to go and I'll see you on the tour. So our first stop on the tour was the beaches. This beach is called Joatinga. It's one of the more quieter beaches in Rio and it was beautiful. Daniel, our tour guide, had us climb out on some of the rocks to get the best view and it didn't disappoint. And then it was time to move on to beach number 2.
Antonio Carlos Jobim. This
the girl from Ipanema?
Yeah.
You need this on your video.
Girl from Ipanema goes walking. When she passes, each one she passes goes. Oh.
Beach number 2 was Ipanema Beach. This is one of the largest beaches in Rio and is very well known mostly for the 1960s song Girl from Ipanema, which is the song we were playing in the car just now, and the statue you just saw was of the original writer of that song. We spotted some rocks at the far end of the beach and there was a mini hike that led to a really beautiful viewing spot. So we decided to walk to the top. We spent some time there taking in the view and getting some nice photos. And we were also able to spot Christ the Redeemer in the distance. There was so much going on at this beach, lots of people selling jewellery and food and drink, so we stopped for our first caipirinha, which is a Brazilian cocktail. This is me tasting the lime one for the first time. Clearly I was not a fan, they were so strong. But they had lots of flavours. They also had coconuts, but I got myself a strawberry caipirinha, which was actually really nice. And then it was time to continue the tour. Oh my god, the state of me. Look how red my face is. We've just stopped at a little photo stop. This has gone to my head way more than it should have. I'm so sorry. This is the photo stop we've come to. This is the famous Sugarloaf Mountain. This is our lovely tour guide, Daniel. Hey Daniel. It's so pretty. It's like a little marina. There's so many boats. The buildings against the hills and the mountains look unreal. We don't have this included in our tour, but a lot of the crew have said that they really want to go up like, during sunset and stuff. You can see the lines just slightly. So there's a little cable car that gets you up there. But we are on our way into the cultural side of Rio, I've been told. But this is just a little photo stop on the way. So then it was time to visit the steps.
And Selaron is the real name of the place, okay? We call up the steps because it's easier. But Selaron is his surname reversed. Real name, Jorge Norales. Reversed surnames, turns into his nickname. We rented the cheapest place in town, which is the steps, like a filthy downtown area. And started putting these tiles on the wall, on these doors. 25 years, just did that. Never took help from anybody. He died in 2015, he was still doing it, and now we enjoy his crazy artwork. It's 215 steps, full of small tiles. It's a crazy puzzle. Number 24, Red Gate.
Here?
People still live there.
That's where he used to live?
Started from this point here, where the artist used to live, up and down 25 years.
Wow. Well, he wrote these?
Yeah, there's no reason behind a lot of things.
Cool.
Close to friends.
That's sweet.
That's so nice.
And this
I'm exhausted. So as you could tell by my heavy breathing, I was exhausted from climbing the steps, but it was such an experience, probably one of my favourite parts of the tour. But then after grabbing another caipirinha, it was time to move on. Daniel took us to another quick photo stop, and that stadium that you can see in the background is the Maracana Stadium. We got a really great view, and then it was time to visit one of the wonders of the world. This is the part of the tour that I had been waiting for, so I was so excited. We bought our tickets at the desk, and then we walked through their gift shop to get to the other side. We then queued for quite a while for a minibus that would take us up part of the way, followed by some lifts and then some escalators. And finally, we were able to see Christ the Redeemer, which was insane. Christ the Redeemer was huge, even bigger than I had ever imagined. Cameras do not do it justice. The views at the top were unreal, and I honestly couldn't even believe I was there. We learned that lightning actually struck the statue, causing damage to its right hand and its head. And we also noticed the heart in the middle of his chest, which was a detail I actually really loved. Whilst you're there, you actually get the opportunity to have a little look through some bars, and you get to see inside the statue too. It was roughly about 6 PM whilst we were at the top, which meant that the sun was starting to set. So some of the crew members headed down to the bar and bought another round of caipirinhas. And we literally just stood taking in the view and watching the sunset. Just being there felt amazing, and it was such a pinch me moment for me. I'm so glad I was able to take part in this tour. I loved learning about Rio and taking in all the views. It was such an experience, and I loved every single second of it. Good morning everybody, it's now the next day. The tour that we went on yesterday was unreal. We did so much. Daniel, our tour guide, was brilliant. He showed us all of the classic things, and I really hope I managed to capture the majority of it on the vlog for you. We did start off with the beaches, which were both beautiful. There was one that was like quieter, one was really busy. Both of them were stunning. When we were at the second beach, which was the busier one of the two, we picked up this drink called caipirinha. I think I'm saying that right. A caipirinha is not spelt the way you'd think it would sound. So it's basically like a Brazilian cocktail, but the only thing that's in it is fruit, ice, and the alcohol and sugar. It was very strong, very strong. There was quite a few flavours that you could choose from. There was like a passion fruit one as well, coconut one. One of the guys that was on the tour with us, he actually picked up a coconut and was drinking coconut water that he got from the same place, which was quite cool. I did want to try it, but I can't imagine I'd like it much. But the caipirinhas were really, really good. That was our first of about 3 or 4 over the whole tour. So I think you probably saw in the vlog that it got to a point and I got a little bit tipsy, but it was really, really good. After that, we went to this place that Daniel called the Stairs. It does have an actual name, but it was really, really cool. It was just literally stairs after stairs after stairs. If you struggle with stairs and walking and things, it's not for you, but yeah, it was really, really cool. It was really artistic, really colourful. There were tiles specifically for certain countries, and there was one that had like Princess Diana on it and stuff for us, and yeah, it was really cool. It was very colourful. It was a nice place to be, and some of the things they told us on the tour was very cool, like the history behind it all and things. So I'm really glad we saw that, because that wasn't on the agenda at all for me. I didn't even know about it before we got here. So yeah, that was a nice little extra that I wasn't expecting. After that, we then went to the mothership. We went and got our tickets for Christ the Redeemer, which was #1 thing on my bucket list for this trip, because it is, I think it's one of the wonders of the world. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was 7, then there was 8, and now there's like millions. So I don't know what a wonder of the world is anymore, but I really wanted to go and see it, so we did that. I think the ticket cost us like the equivalent to about a tenner in pounds, so not bad at all. And it's even bigger than you think it's going to be. It is huge, literally huge. It terrified me, but so cool to be able to see it. We also went up there just before sunset, so we got to watch the sun come down, which was really cool. And we had another caipirinha whilst we were up there. I think that was like #4 or something. Altogether, it was a very, very good day. The crew that I went with as well were great. It was 2 crew members that were on the flight with me, and then they'd also brought people with them. So they ended up being 5 of us on the tour. And yeah, it was a really nice group to go with. We had a laugh. I'm just very glad, like very blessed that I got to do that yesterday. We also finished the day off by going for dinner. We went to this restaurant called Mousseline Steak. It's in the name, it's a steak restaurant, but it's not just steak. Like there's like sausages, there's other meats, beef, lamb, pork, chicken. But you have your plate and then they sort of just bring it round to you and they cut the meat in front of you. They come around with cheese as well. They had like dishes of onion rings and potatoes and things like on the table. You could also order specific salad, so I got like a Caesar salad to go with mine. And it was really, really lovely. Apparently it's the Brazilian way of eating. What people tend to do here is sit and chat for hours and hours and hours. And they just eat little and often, so people are just constantly coming around with new bits of food, and you might not be hungry for a while, but then you've carried on chatting and then you're hungry again and people were still coming around with things. So it was a very different way of eating, but it was very cool. And the cheese they brought around was so nice. It had the same texture as halloumi and it very much tastes like halloumi, but I don't think it was halloumi, which is kind of weird, but it was very, very nice. I didn't vlog the restaurant just because it was all a bit of a rush around, and plus we were also going for dinner with a lot of other people, and I obviously hadn't pre-warned them about the vlog and they'd got there before we had, so it wouldn't have been fair for me to just rock up with a camera. So I didn't vlog that for you, but it was really, really lovely. The whole meal altogether with 1 drink, 1 glass of Coke, everything that's all included, cost me roughly about £32. Not bad at all considering how much you're getting as well. And they're just constantly bringing you over food. So for those of you that just eat and eat and eat, it's the place for you. I know my boyfriend Ryan would love it, and my sister's boyfriend Sean would literally have a field day there because they both just eat so much food. But yeah, some of my favourite things was the cheese they brought round. They also brought round these sausages, and there was one particular one that I really liked. I wrote it down, hold on. Linguiça? Anyway, it's a type of sausage, and I think it was meant to be like this spicy sausage, but it didn't feel that spicy, but it was very, very good. Like I probably could have just kept on eating that the whole day. There was also like a beef bit of steak that I really liked called picanha, which was stunning. Absolutely stunning. And it was the last bit of meat they brought out to us. I just didn't want to eat anything else that they brought over after that because it was so, so good. Really lovely place to eat, amazing food, lovely staff as well. So I would definitely recommend that restaurant if you come to Rio. However, that was our day yesterday, and today we're going on a boat tour. So I don't even know what this boat tour includes. I just know that I have to be downstairs at 12:45. It's all been organised for me. I'm like the baby of the group on this trip. And then I think we have to get an Uber to where the boat trip starts. And I believe it starts about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then it won't finish until about 7 or 8, I've been told. So yeah, the boat tour's a whole day thing. I think you get lunch on board, you get drinks on board, and you just see the sights of Rio from a boat instead. So hopefully I can take you with me on this. I don't know how easy it is going to be to vlog, plus there's a lot more people going, so once again it's probably going to be a bit more montagey. And also I said to you at the beginning of this vlog that for safety reasons I'm probably going to do the vlog like that anyway. Saying that though, I felt really safe yesterday. I didn't feel like I struggled to get my camera out at any point. There was no point that I felt unsafe. I don't know if that's just because I was in a group and because I was led by a tour guide maybe, but yeah, I felt completely fine yesterday. So hopefully we'll get some more content for you today on the boat trip. I do know the price of the boat trip. It's 350 in Brazilian real, which exchanges into about £57, and food and drinks included and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be a really good day. I'm all set and ready to go. I've gone with a little bun on the top of my head today, which is not really my usual go-to, but since it's going to be windy on the boat and my hair is already greasy enough, I thought I'd just slick it back and get it out of the way. And I'm wearing one of my favourite play suits that I got for Cornwall when we went, and I'm wearing that today. So yeah, I'm all ready to go. I'm going to go and meet everybody downstairs, and I'll see you on the boat tour. Morning everybody. So yesterday we went on the boat trip. It was amazing. I'm really sorry for the footage that I got. I don't know how good it was. I did bring my camera with me, but it just didn't feel safe enough to get my camera out. It got so chaotic on the boat. It was crazy. So we were getting like knocked out with the sail and everything, so it just didn't feel right to have my camera with me. I had my phone with me that I was taking pictures with anyway, so I just sort of filmed on my phone. So the footage that you would have seen was from my phone on the boat trip. But it was a really amazing day. We left about 2:30 from the yacht club, and we got back at about, I want to say 6:30, 6:45, and then the traffic on the way home was ridiculous. We didn't even get back to the hotel until gone 9 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, it was a full day thing, but it was brilliant. It was so good. I'm so glad we went. We got to see Sugarloaf Mountain and Christ the Redeemer from the water, and it was just unreal, beautiful. Such a nice experience. Really lovely captain and crew members on the boat, and it was a proper sailboat as well. I've never actually been on a sailboat. I've been on like a catamaran and things like that, but to my knowledge I don't think I've ever been on a sailboat, so that was different for me. Pretty much all of the crew were there, so it was a really nice like crew day out. The food was amazing. There was so much you can make on a boat. They had like pre-prepped like jacket potatoes almost. They put sour cream and spring onion and little bits of bacon on those. There was bread, olives, hummus. They cooked the meat on this tiny little barbecue that was there, and it was so good. We had 3 people that were vegetarian, and they catered for them as well. They got like their own veggie burger as well. It was so good. Such a good crew day out, and it was so nice to see similar things to what we saw yesterday on the city tour, but from a different perspective. One thing that I really would have liked to have done on this trip would have been to go up to the top of Sugarloaf Mountain and either watched it for sunrise or sunset. They don't open the cable car until 8:30 in the morning, so sunrise isn't really doable, and my last day to do it is today. It's my final day today, so I wouldn't have been able to make sunrise anyway. And then sunset is at like 7-ish, maybe 6-ish, and I need to be getting ready at that point to fly home, so wouldn't be able to do that today either. But yeah, I'm not mad about it because I've managed to see Sugarloaf Mountain from lots of different perspectives since being here. So yeah, it's been such a beautiful trip. Rio is such a beautiful place, and I really wish I could bring someone here with me. I think in the future, if I ever get a Rio again, I'll definitely make sure to bring somebody with me. It's just been beautiful. There's unlimited amounts of things to do here. Obviously you've heard the helicopters through the vlog. There's helicopter tours that you could do. I think they're around 120, 130 pounds. I can imagine the views are unreal. We did see loads when we were up by Christ the Redeemer on that city tour, and a quick note that it does get very loud with the amount of helicopters up there, but it must be amazing for the people that's in the helicopters. It kind of kills it a little bit for the people that are actually up there, but yeah, it's unreal. There's so many birds here. There's these birds with huge like bat-like wings, and they just glide. I'd try and get one on camera for you now, but they're so far away that the camera probably wouldn't even pick it up. I can only just about see them, but there's so many of them and they just glide, and it's so nice to watch them. Rio's just a beautiful place. This is definitely up the top with one of my most favourite trips. I think Cape Town's up there. The trip to LA that I did with Holly is obviously up there. My Disney trips are up there, but this is, I'd love to come back here. I could easily spend another like 3 weeks here and not be bored. I've loved it. I've loved every single second of it, which probably hasn't even showed on the vlog. I'm so sorry about that, but it's just been go, and it's been so hard to film this trip. I 100% recommend you come to Rio if you get the opportunity to. It's been amazing. But today it is my final day, and as you can see, I'm already in my bikini ready to go. I'm gonna have a little pool day to myself today, go down for lunch with some of the crew at the hotel, and yeah, that'll be my final day. But anyway, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's been slightly different, but thank you for sticking with me if you're still watching now. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye, thank you for watching.